We all know, right? We're talking about when we started winning everything, when we had that period under Fergie that was like the greatest period in the history of association football, and obviously included the greatest achievement in the history of football, winning the European Cup Winners' Cup.
Without charges.
Yeah, without charges. What kick-started that was the FA Cup, and at one point in 1990, I think it was, going into that third round against Nottingham Forest, it looked like Fergie was going to get a sack. This is something I asked him about. I asked him about that when I got the opportunity to speak to him, even though it was only briefly. It was still an interview with Sir Alex Ferguson, the greatest moment of my life. No offence, kids. But I asked about that, and he could still name the team. He could still name the players that were injured because it looked like he was going to get sacked. Mark Robins gets the goal. We beat Nottingham Forest.
Not a regular starter, even.
No, not. He didn't even start the final, did he? He didn't start either final that season. He didn't start the final or the replay. I don't think he
only had like 25 games.
I don't think he got off the bench in the replay. I don't think he did. Anyway, we were in that game because of his goal. The rest is history. Fergie, do you think Fergie would have gone? Because you've spoken to people. You spoke to Martin Edwards, haven't you, about this? I mean, people. You spoke to the one who made the decision.
Yeah, I was speaking to the guy that would have been the one that had to sack him if he was getting sacked, and he went, no. Now, he might be rewriting history to make himself look more favourable. And I'm going to be honest, there's a very strong chance of that with Martin Edwards.
Yeah.
But I also believe the conviction in which he said it as well. And his actions, not just his actions are out. Fergie says he rang me up on the day and said, don't worry, whatever happens today, he's still United manager. That's a pretty good action.
Yeah.
No, that's a bold claim that if then he would have lost it to fire him the next day.
Yeah.
Because I still believe people that trade on their word. So I think that's probably the case. And I think his actions, what he said since, what he did on the day, and the fact that he said, it wasn't just, oh no, it wasn't. It was, I think he answered me, he said, no, because we knew the word I was going on behind the scenes.
Didn't Bobby Charlton say something similar? Because he was in the board, wasn't it? And then
I've seen an interview where he spoke about it.
He said, like, that wasn't going to happen. He wasn't going to get sacked. I think Bobby Charlton was pretty much fighting Sir Alex's corner at the time as well. Plus, you've got Martin Edwards, who wasn't, against him. So it looks like there was a bit of leeway
Fergie
there.
and Martin Edwards' falling out was on money. Like, Fergie's always going to think he's worth more.
Yeah.
As every worker's right is there to sit there and go, well, I'm paying more.
Yeah, how much am I worth? Am I getting what I should be getting? Because I think George Graham as well told him what he was getting at Arsenal.
Give him his contract.
Yeah, which is because I think Fergie says he's knowledge man. He said he'd argued at one point that he wasn't getting the same as George Graham, and the board were like, well, you're lying. So then he got George Graham because
they still don't believe him.
Yeah, there's his contract.
No, that's not his contract.
So it doesn't look like he would, but he was under a lot of pressure. You get that result, and it does kickstart. Great ball by Mark Hughes. Mark Robins scores the goal. Fast forward 34 years to this weekend, and we're playing Coventry. Mark Robins' team. Sorry. Could you see a scenario where Mark Robins costing the current Manchester United his job, Manchester United manager his job?
There's a story either way.
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't, then was it the semi-final or the quarter-final last time?
What, the Nottingham Forest game? No, it was the third round.
Was it?
Yeah, it was early doors, bro.
It was like January.
Yeah, it was like, that's why it was like, if he loses, because if you lose the semi-final back in the day, the FA Cup, people go,
it's like getting Champions League semi now.
Yeah, people go, we got to the semi-finals of the FA Cup. Yes, we finished 13th or 11th or whatever. Give him a bit of leeway. But now, no one gives a toss if you get to the semi-final of the FA Cup. So, it was third round, he did it. But what you're saying is if Mark Robins loses, that could be the salvation for Eric Ten Hag.
Depends on tomorrow's more than we think, because I don't give United a hope of beating City, which is mad because you go, wait, so if Chelsea beat City, we could beat Chelsea. Like, yeah, because like football math doesn't work like that.
No, it doesn't.
So, yeah, I can see Chelsea being really difficult because I'm pretty sure they've not beaten Chelsea this year, City.
No, I don't think they have. I think the sort of positive, I get what you're pointing about Chelsea though. I remember the game of the Etihad.
Look how fucking lucky they were at the bridge.
Yeah.
Against us.
Yeah.
Like, put it this way, I'll probably go if it's Chelsea.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
If it's City,
do you know what the mad thing was? Do you know what the mad thing was?
That week, I might just spend a bit of time with her.
Do you know what the mad thing was about last season? Was because obviously me and you went down together and we were left together, and on the journey back, it was almost like you weren't. Obviously, you gutted. I'm not saying you weren't, but it's like we all kind of expected it. Do you know what I mean? Like the atmosphere after that game.
The atmosphere before the game was reserved.
Yeah.
It wasn't like fucking into these.
No, it wasn't, was it? And afterwards, it wasn't like, I can't believe we've lost to City.
I don't know how many finals I've been to. It's double figures for sure.
Yeah, of course
but
it is.
Like, we've been blessed, haven't we?
Yeah.
But like, I would say every other cup final I've been to, I think we can win. And even when we played the likes of Barcelona, I wasn't in Rome for that.
No.
I had about 15 bets on that.
No,
all of them
I'm
had
the same.
United winning.
I was the same.
Like, I was like...
Mate, I
these.
remember going down to Wembley for the 2011 Barcelona final, trying to get in, didn't have a ticket. Didn't get anywhere. The most pathetic attempt to try and jib in anyone's ever done. I think I gave up like on Wembley Way. I went to the Ministry of Sound, but I wanted to go because I was convinced we were going to win. And that's after the 2009 final when we'd had our arse handed to us. I was still in that thing of...
No, I didn't feel like it was as hopeless as hindsight probably should have made it.
Yeah.
Like, pretty sure we had half a chance because we wasn't lucky in Rome. But yeah, that City game, and then, 24 fucking seconds in.
Mate, it was horrible.
I think... I'm not watching tomorrow. We've got a game. Although I think their game kicks off just as ours is ending. So let's be honest, I'll probably watch the second half.
Yeah.
Hoping Chelsea do them.
There's something weird about Chelsea, I don't want to get my hopes up, but they're a weird side. Like, they should have beat the Scousers in that Carabao Cup final. Really. Like, it was there for the taking.
We beat them.
Yeah, exactly. That's how bad they are. But Chelsea have got something going on.
They were shockingly bad at the start of the season. Their form lately isn't too bad, actually.
No.
They've put a solid arse run together of late. Cole Palmer's doing a bit of a madness. And if there's any time to show that Pep fucked up, tomorrow Wembley would be the spot to do it.
That's what I mean.
You fucking shit house, get it done.
What do you put any weight into the City having this extra time and losing on penalties that affected them detrimentally? Do you know what I mean? Do you think that could play into it because was it De Bruyne and Haaland were both knackered and asked to come off? Which says quite a lot of that in a Champions League quarter final. You want to come off because you're goosed.
The margins are very fine at the Premier League, and even between like City and Chelsea, they'll still be pretty fine margins.
Yeah.
And the occasion. I don't know. The weather's like this week. It's pretty cold actually. It's not as hot as it has been at Wembley, where that Wembley Stadium, it just seems to absorb the heat. It's fucking red. So
I don't think I've ever been at Wembley. I know you go to Wembley when it's usually a warm time anyway.
Yeah, I went in November and I was in a t-shirt.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been in that stadium with like my coat on. Like, and I've got full coat on all the time.
It's a weird hot gaff. Yeah, you've got a fucking Parker in here.
I do. Yeah, I took it to Thailand with me. Right, literally. But it is weird. Like every time I remember it, I think of Wembley. I'm like, yeah, I'm just in a t-shirt.
It's fucking red hot.
Yeah, but I'm with you. I think like I think there's more chance of Chelsea doing something against City than us. And I think obviously there's a better chance for us beating Chelsea than there is against
City. I put it 50-50 if we've got Chelsea.
Yeah, I agree.
I think if it's City in the final,
if it's us against Chelsea in the final, it's 100 shots, and who just concedes the least wins.
Someone dies for a penalty.
Yeah, it's that innit? It's going to be something like that. The City game,
we're fucking due one and all.
I don't know where it's been horrible. It really has. But yeah, there we go. We've got to get there first. Just quickly on the Coventry game, have you got any worries about that? Realistically,
yeah.
Well, you might have. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
I'm not trying to put words in your mouth.
You can't disrespect a team that's got to the FA Cup semi-final.
Yeah,
they're coming from a league which I think is one of the 5 hardest leagues in world football.
I think the Championship's ace.
Yeah, it's carnage. It's a fucking
brilliant.
knife fight.
Yeah, it's so good.
They're like 8th in the league. They've got a very physical team. They're going to low block people, and I said this in my preview. I'm open to seeing what the team is, and I've been asking for Bruno to be switched into a deeper position for a while so we can bring Mason Mount in.
Because Spencer Casemiro?
Yeah, because, for starters, he's been dog shit, but that 3 of Mainu, Bruno, Casemiro, in that orientation, I know what it is, and I know it's bad.
Yeah.
So I don't want to see that again.
No.
And if we see that Rashford, Garnacho, Højlund forward 3, well, that forward 6 feels like it's played a lot of football together. You can excuse the defence being whoever's fit starts, but that 6, that's played a lot of football together, and it's been fucking dreadful. So I don't think you can excuse playing that midfield again.
No.
And actually, worse than that, this Coventry team has got some issues with pace in the back line. Matt Robbins isn't stupid. You don't get to an FA Cup semi-final with Coventry.
Yeah.
Unless you've got a little bit of craft going on. They are going to low block us. Now, if you put on 3 people who require space to run into against a team that's going to low block, there's some very, very, very bad signs on the wall for Erik ten Hag that I won't be defending. Because you've got players like Mount, like Ahmad, that can play in between the lines. If you play 3 forward players that are all going to want it in behind, all going to want it in space, all want to try and dribble against a side that's probably in a low block. No one can pass it them. Like, I would love, like, a strategy for this game should be, Ahmad, Bruno maybe in a different role, because he has got a great, like, decent length of a ball on him. Mount and Ahmad to make some intricate little stuff. Probably go with Garnacho. Maybe even draw a foul, because I think his speed will be an issue for them. And Hoyland down the middle. And then get a goal or two up, 55, 60 minutes. Bring Ericsson on.
Yeah.
And how about let's keep all of this ball for a bit. Play with a little bit of control in the game.
That could do us the world of good as well. Do you know, just to have I know it's only a championship team, but having a game where you go, actually,
a game going to plan.
Yeah, like we don't have that, have we?
Let's play this, do this, and then at this minute, bring that on.
It works, because even the Liverpool game, was mint as it was to beat them, and the way we did it, it wasn't like we went into that game, this is our plan.
Jay, if that was the plan, honestly, if I managed a game that went like that, and that was the plan, I'm releasing the plan. I'm showing you that I planned that. I'm like, anyway, this is our meeting.
This is what I said at half-time.
Next slide, please.
Yeah, I said, here's what we're going to do. We're going to get Lord into a full centre security.
He's going to play left-back. We're going to play Bruno as a false centre-half. And then young Ahmad's going to score a winner. If I'd have said that at half-time in dressing room, you better believe I'd have been like, hey, that's going on socials.
Yeah. We'll have to see if Mark Robbins is going to have another big say in the future or the history of Manchester United Football Club.